Hey, good evening, y'all. What's going on? We got a little a different show tonight. Just a little quarantine advice. So we're gonna open up the show. I should have a co-host coming momentarily. So like I said, the topic of today's show is a little quarantine advice. I know that a lot of people have never had to deal with this much solitude where they're basically in the house uh, on lockdown. So we're gonna start it off with a little quarantine advice. Who in the chat got us some little quarantine advice? Just holler in the chat, let us know, and that's what we'll do. We'll do a little bit of interacting in the show before we. That's what the show gonna be about tonight. Like I said, it's a little impromptu show, and we'll go from there. Quarantine advice. I got three people watching, so a couple people watching. So a little quarantine advice is to I know a lot of people have never been in this type of situation before where they can't come and go as they please. So, because I know a little bit about not being able to come and go as you please, I'd like to share a little information with y'all. The first thing you want to do is set yourself up with a good schedule. You know, for those of you that have children, you may want to, get up, be on a schedule, and get up, get the cold kids together, and so on and so on, and then you start your homeschooling if you got a homeschool for right now. Um, but you want to be on a schedule, and the reason why I say that is because you will literally go crazy not being on a schedule. Stay away from the idiot box, the TV, as much as possible, and don't watch too much of the news or be on social media because this stuff will drive you literally crazy. And not knowing what's going on. So we have that's the best advice that basically I give people. Maybe a lot of people want to read books. Um, you might want to be able to take care of or do some hobbies around the house that you've never been able to take care of, and so forth. So I got a co-host joining us. She's gonna join. Drea, what up?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
So the topic of the show is quarantine advice. You heard me?
Okay.
So I was telling people that
I
maybe the best quarantine advice would be to get themselves a schedule, to have a set schedule. Because if you don't have a set schedule, you liable, keep looking at the clock, keep sleeping. You might eat all day, you might drink all day, and you'll probably go crazy. You got any
right.
advice for
Agree.
quarantine? You got any advice for the
Um,
quarantine people?
I would definitely say like if you're working from home, make sure you have like an organized space that you can go to every day. Take plenty of breaks. Go outside. Act like you pretty much working in an office. That's important. Keep yourself organized. Even get dressed up too. So take a shower. Brush your teeth, wash your face, just like you're going to work, and just keep that routine and just have like a nice organized space because a lot of people are going to be, video conferencing, um, and all that jazz, and just don't drive yourself crazy and just take plenty of breaks. Make sure you stay hydrated. That's important too. Eat lunch when you eat lunch. Step away from your home office. And also too, just excuse yourself and your coworkers if you have children. That's going to be at home too, because a lot of times people get upset about that if they hear noise in the background. So
So I was telling them about we try not to use the word going crazy, but I was trying to tell them like, yo, you don't even want to mess with too much of the news because one thing we got to realize, and I know that most people don't want to hear when you tell them about the news, that the news is a show. The news is theater. And if you watch too much of it, it will be the same stories over and over, and it will become depressing.
mm-hmm.
And this is the one good thing about the quarantine is that I know that you're a big advocate of not having that negative energy around you. And with being on quarantine, is that really this is a time where we could just you can control your environment and
Right.
could and could control your energy. So one of the things is that the output from the idiot box, the TV, the news could be very, very depressing.
Definitely.
And a lot of us will watch the news and be like, oh, definitely if we into the politics, because it's like, oh, the Republicans did this, like, the president did this, like, oh, this guy, I'm tired of him, and we continue to regurgitate this energy.
Definitely, we do. And so, like, my suggestion on that is if you definitely need to watch the news, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. So, we're talking about what the 5, 6 o'clock news, and that's it. Do not watch the news like closer to your bedtime because you're going to take that energy with you and actually probably have nightmares, night tremors. And you don't want anything disrupting your sleep. You want to make sure that you're having a sound sleep, that you're having a peaceful sleep. Because remember, any type of worry, anxiety, depression lowers the immune system. So you want to make sure that, even when you finish watching the news, make sure like you clap off that energy too, and you go into your prayer mode or meditation mode, whatever you decide to do. Depends on who believe in, but have some type of prayer, meditation, um, type of energy, and also practicing your life so you can keep yourself stable, you can keep yourself balanced. So things won't push you over the edge because I have a feeling that people continue to watch the news and having certain things trigger them. I feel like people will get pushed over the edge during this, critical time.
Yeah, and actually, a lot of doctors have said that, like, most people are in a situation that they've never been in. Like, before you got on, Dre, I was telling people from experience. I've seen a lot of from having this solitude and isolation that we're going through. I've seen a lot of people literally, as we would say, go crazy
Hmm.
from it. So just be mindful of some of the things that you're using as vices
Right.
to get through, to not do anything drastic, start taking all types of medication, and for those that states that still got the bars and stuff open, if you are a drinker, be mindful of your limit with drinking. You might have been the person that may drink 2 or 3 bottles of wine in a week. Now you may be drinking a bottle a day.
Right.
So just my advice is to be mindful if that's what you do to get through with your time. I noticed that a lot of people, I posted in the Facebook group, that a lot of people didn't know that Dr. Laila Africa passed away today. For
Yeah.
those in the audience, he's one of the foremost herbalists slash doctors that we've had. He was up there with Dr. Sebi, for those that don't know, and he was very how can I say, accessible to a lot of people.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people on Facebook I know had basically his video from the late 70s, early 80s had
Hmm.
went viral when he made the presentation about the egg and the sausage.
Right.
That's Dr. Africa. That's Dr. Africa. That
Hmm.
doctor had went viral a couple years ago with that video. So for those that practice the spirit African spirituality, he
Hmm.
is now considered one of the ancestors. And
Right.
actually, his family tweeted earlier to let everybody know that this was not a conspiracy,
Hmm.
because we tend to think that all deaths are conspiracies when they
Right.
take our herbalist away. And they're going to continue his legacy. And he actually left a chart or something when it comes to trying to study the body and
Hmm.
nutrition. So you
Definitely.
may the ancestor be you know remembered in these circles.
Yeah. Let his legacy live on because he had a lot of great teachings that I definitely, researched and studied in it. And it actually got me into acupuncture, and it definitely held a lot of different energies that was in balance, and just even an illness I was dealing with. So I definitely, was sad to hear about his transition, but his legacy will live on.
Yeah, yeah. So That's all I wanted to come on. I know I got you out of bed. I called you kind of late. I mean, you was like, why is this boy calling me? And I didn't even. I talked to you earlier to basically
Right.
give you a heads up, but I never said nothing after that. And uh, I appreciate you coming on. Like I just said, I wanted to just get on, and sometimes people need to see a face behind. Definitely on Facebook. Sometimes people need to see a face behind the post. Um,
Yeah.
so I wanted to get on. The Keisha and Shakita. Shakita's just adjusting back to working. Shakita will be working at home.
Right.
Everybody's trying to adjust to this quarantine.
Yeah.
Keisha actually was going to join me, but she probably had dozed off because it's kind of late for her. A lot of us get up early in the morning, and some of us don't stay up late at night. I actually work around this time, but I did wanted to share with the audience that I got my clearance papers in case I get pulled over by the National Guard. I have one set of clearance papers.
Explain that what it is. Explain the clearance papers.
Basically, one of the companies I work for a company that's like subcontracted with three different companies. And basically, it's a letter. Right now, it's just a letterhead from them stating, with a bunch of phone numbers who I am. It's like an identification card, coupled with my license, and that's just from one company.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will probably come from my direct company. It's like three
Okay.
clearances, and then the next one after that will probably come directly from the state. If
Okay.
if if Pennsylvania has went into a lockdown, but not as strict as New York and New Jersey's are.
Mm.
With far as the National Guard being there. I know New Jersey. I don't think they deployed the National Guard. I actually posted an article where the National Guard has been deployed in New York City, Washington State, and California.
California.
But
Right.
they have been staged for the last couple weeks in basically almost every state in the union. So
Mm.
I know that Hawaii actually is on lockdown as well.
Mm-hmm.
They got some curfews going on over there.
Right.
But like I said, I got my clearance papers. It's very interesting. I had clearance papers before.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
After 9/11, I was working for a company, and we had to do some work right by Ground Zero just for a day.
Right.
And we had to get clearance then. And this is something you're gonna go through a bunch of. If you're traveling a lot, you're gonna go through a bunch of checkpoints, and they
Mm-hmm.
actually will call up and be like, "Yo, we got this vehicle coming, this amount of people," and so it's very interesting that everybody pay heed to these checkpoints. And I guess a lot of people on Facebook, Dre, must have thought that I want martial law. Like, I need people to understand something on Facebook. Like, we gotta stop being so triggered, yo. Like,
Yes.
what I mean by triggered is someone will post something on Facebook, right? And the reactions from some people on Facebook is like, "Yo, why you doing this? Why you posting this? Why you posting that?" And
Right.
like, you don't even know if I believe some of the stuff that I post. It could be somebody that wants me to post it that don't want their name to be known.
So.
So you'll post something on Facebook, and it just the reactions is just incredible.
Right. I
Like I
think people have to stop being reactionary and just really start using your common sense and critical thinking skills because some people are just not at that level of posting on their own and they may need an advocate like Q or whoever else to post it for them. So, guys, let's just be more gentle and cautious of that and like not attack folks because they may post something. And that also lowers your immune system by like, oh my God, right? What's going on? People are already fragile, so let's just make sure that we're not being reactionary.
yeah, I'm gonna do a show this week, and I know that a lot of people can't watch all the shows that we do, and a lot of times the people on Facebook will not watch the show or whatever. But I'm gonna do a show this week on media. It's only gonna take about a half an hour, 20 minutes, and I'm gonna explain to the audience some things about media
Mm-hmm.
that I learned before I decided to start a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the advice that I got from people before I
Mm-hmm.
started a YouTube channel, and some of the information that I use for content and why I choose to use it for content. But it's a lot of information that goes into approving a post. I know most people think, well, if I put it up there, him or the other two administrators will approve the post. Yeah, we try to approve everybody post, but we try not to approve the same post. Like today might have been the first day that I seen two of the same posts go up.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to be objective, and if anybody from like when it comes to politics, if somebody put a Republican post up or a Democrat post up, we're gonna approve it, as long as it's not hurting nobody physically or calling nobody a name. We're gonna approve it. I just think that
Mm-hmm.
most people just are like super triggered, like yo, why this post? Like I posted a video I got that I had access to of San Diego, and people were like questioning the authenticity of it. I didn't say the National Guard took over San Diego when I posted it. I just
Right.
said they rode through. I know a little bit about San Diego. I have a godmother, as we used to say, a godmother that actually she lived in San Diego. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen her in over 40 years that she lived in San Diego. So it's like, okay, I got family. I just want people to know I had a cousin that was in the military for like 30 something years. Those that
Right.
know me personally, she had high rank in the military. So I kind of know a little bit of stuff. I'm not just going to allow certain things to be on the page that are crazy. And then at the end of the day, if somebody has a conspiracy, if this is what people want to say, I want people to understand that the top 20 conspiracies in the last 30 years have came out to be true. So if
Mm-hmm.
we post something up there and that happen to be, you may not understand it or may not can't fathom that level of understanding, you have an obligation to say to the person who posted it, look it up. Where's your
Right.
information coming from? Or you look it up yourself. Somebody in Facebook said that was Harbor Boulevard. I know that for a fact. So, I guess I don't even know who that is on Facebook that said that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I posted it, I kind of knew it was San Diego when I posted it.
Mm-hmm.
My information kind of was it was authentic. I knew kind of knew that. I'd never been to San Diego,
Right.
so I guess the person in the audience could have been like, "Yo, that was a lie. Yo, that wasn't San Diego. Q, you got duped." I appreciate the person being able to verify what I posted, but at the end of the day, like, yo, we trying to make the site as authentic as possible.
Yeah,
we
and everyone has to do their due diligence, and that's something else I wanted to throw out there for everyone who's you know quarantine is to do your due diligence and also to research, to read. We have so much time on our hands to like learn something new. So instead of being reactionary, just say, "Oh, let me go ahead and go to Google," or and there's so many free books that online that became open to us. So definitely take advantage of all that too, instead of like, oh, that's not true. Go find out for yourself.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to share with the audience too is that um, in my travels of being quarantined, so to say, not bragging to the people that are watching this, but I have read over 500 books in my life. I am an avid reader. You have people that may get in situations like being incarcerated.
Mhm.
Some people will go to jail and they'll read a lot. Some people go to jail and they'll work out a lot. Some people take a lot of walks. Like I was the guy. I was one of the people that read a lot of books. I read a lot of books. I keep a lot of books around me
Mhm.
at all times. I keep books. I love to read. Anybody that know me personally knows that I am one of the people that stay in Barnes and Nobles at least once or twice a month. I haven't been there since this been going on, but I stay around. So just know that I'm trying to give everybody the correct information and make sure this be correct. Don't always think somebody is on social media just styling like people like people don't got sources. Like I said, you have a right to ask people to look up the information or look for the information.
Definitely.
So what else? What else? You got any more advice? Like I know that King Simon did a show.
Yeah, I didn't watch this show tonight. I'm gonna definitely watch it. I usually have like my days in which I watch his shows, whatever the case is. But just remember to keep. I always say keep all eyes open. That's the third eye as well. Trust your intuition. You're going to see a lot of buzzwords being thrown at you. So decipher what is meaningful, what are some media is trying to do that gotcha. So make sure you are looking between the lines and seeing what folks are throwing out there. But just making sure that you are just spending time with yourself, self-reflection, spending time with your family, get to know them, get to know yourself, check on your elderly ones, check on your neighbors. And I'm not just talking about someone who lives next door to you, but like, your tribe of people, give them a call. Because you never know what people are going through. Like I had got in contact with a cousin today. I haven't even met the dude, and his uncle, his grandfather's my uncle. I never met him. So like people are gonna start coming back into your life. So show them that kindness and that mercy, and that compassion, because we all are in this together. And I think sometimes we forget that. And keep your eyes out on what's going on with the celebrities and all day. Oh, I got coronavirus, and it's like, what's going on with that? So keep your third eye sharp and open on that one, because it's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
like when Magic Johnson said, "Hey, I got HIV." We seeing all these people coming out the cut saying they got coronavirus. So you got to
yeah.
be cautious.
What you alluding to is like you're right. At the end of the day, like they basically most doctors since the beginning said that the quickest way for this thing not to spread is for us basically to wash our hands. So we're learning that most people don't have good hygiene when it comes to just something as basic as washing our hands. And like you said about the celebrities, um, a lot of celebrities, if you follow them on these social media sites when they're saying they got the coronavirus, they'll tell you that they didn't have symptoms and they just happen to get tested. Why they're getting tested without having symptoms, I don't know. I mean, for those of us that have been following it, we know that the tests are costing money.
Mm-hmm.
We know locally that tests being able to get tested for coronavirus is not easy. Most
Mm-hmm.
most hospitals are telling you don't even come there unless you have two or three symptoms.
Yep.
Um, and they're telling you don't come there. You got to
Right.
like you got a stomach ache or something, and it's just a stomach ache. Don't come. Take some
Nope.
Pepto Bismol and lay down somewhere. Go
Right.
go on and lay down. So
Right.
so that's something we need to take a look at. Like what is really going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine said to me something earlier about the asteroid that's headed our way. We do have an asteroid that's headed our way. They said it should miss us, by the way, but that's something that we need to look at what's going on and just being observant, having that third eye. Somebody said one of the ways for the quarantine is to start a business plan. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Business plan, learning how to save. I'm quite sure right now a lot of people are like really reluctant with spending their money, even
Yes.
if they do have an income coming in.
Right.
Um, I'm quite sure a lot of people are kind of like scared, even with direct deposit. They probably want, like, I went to the bank on Friday, and the bank lines was really,
Mm.
really crowded, more than usual. So I'm
Right.
quite sure that a lot of people have been taking their money out of the banks because they've been watching the
Mm-hmm.
economy and they think they might crash to the point where the money that they're supposed to have in the bank ain't going to be there.
Exactly.
So maybe it's a good time to have that money up under grandma mattress, like back in the day.
Probably like back in the day, or the safe or something like that. But that's true. Like with the business plan, which our friend just said. Because I also said I thought about this over the weekend. Transferable skills. Yo, this is the time to really know technology. Like really take a, because I think Forbes had like a class. It was like $1,000 for project management, SEO, and all that for $29. So like really learn your technology skills and transferable skills. So I was thinking about, I think when we was talking about this on the last episode of, if you're a promoter, all right, how can you be a dope digital marketer, a social media manager, and just build your skills from there? Because I don't think traditional jobs are going to be the wave. I think it's going to be, like I said, digitized. So start learning, basic technology and how to really use that, and even, diversify your skills.
Yeah, someone in the chat said, working in the medical field, many doctors are saying this virus has been here for a while. Many just don't know what it was, so it has been labeled as upper respiratory infection.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that, and even um, for those that follow the herbalists like Dr. Sebi basically say that all diseases come from mucus. Whether that's your belief or not, to
Mm-hmm.
anybody watching and listening. So if you're able to try to keep as much mucus off of your body and your lungs as possible, the better off you'll feel. I know being an asthmatic, like
Mm-hmm.
I've always known about mucus.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to do certain things to keep it down. And speaking about Doctor Africa, that was something that he talked about when he used to talk about the ginger shots and like drinking a lot of ginger, breaking what we would consider a cough down, where
Yep.
most people cough and they don't realize that stuff that you're coughing. A lot of it is mucus, a lot of it is the cold itself, but a lot of it is mucus. So keeping that mucus down is something that the herbalists like to say.
Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned was I know that a lot of the stocks, a lot of people are trying to perfect time to try to buy stocks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that?
I personally bought some stocks last week as well. Stuff that my husband and I use, stock that's like really cheap right now. I remember I had bought stock for MGM Resorts, and that's like in Vegas or like all these resorts that's owned by MGM for $8 per share. So like look into the stocks that's what you use, and even like with Apple, because they saying Apple's going down, Google, all these stocks. So this is the perfect time to buy them. I know some people are into real estate. Look and see if it's a buyer or seller market, and if people got tax returns, because I think they're trying to deny the stimulus money. Looking to see if you can buy a house, and interest rates are going to be hella low. So that if that's something that you want to do to like really get your hands on some equity, I would definitely look into real estate as well if you have that extra money. But I understand so many people are living paycheck to paycheck and they just trying to weigh things out. So
And that's another thing that a lot of the people that's following um how can I say alternative information, alternative news, if they've been watching, cars have been like cheap for like the beginning of the year. Cars been very cheap. I don't know if anybody bought a new car recently, but new cars, you could practically go in a car dealership and walk out of the car dealership with no money down.
hmm
So this is something that people that have been following what's going on with the interest rates and stuff like that,
right.
a lot of times are saying when it comes to quote unquote conspiracies, like they knew they was about to happen. Then they came out with the reports that those four Republican senators had their little private meeting, and then they took the stocks out of the private meetings, and hopefully they be brought to justice for that because that is basically insider information. The same thing Martha
Mm,
Stewart went to jail for.
yeah.
So we need to always be aware of this type of stuff. I know lately we feel like we got to be politicians, we got to be health physicians. Yeah, I just want to be the regular person that just go to work every day.
Right, exactly. Like that's what we all want to do, is just live a simple and basic life, you know what I'm saying? But we're on survival mode, and that's all of us. And another thing I want to add too is make sure you find something to laugh at. Like I've been finding so many things to laugh at. And it's okay to laugh and joke because you need to also release that stressor and those triggers as well. For those who are big music heads, D Nice been throwing virtual parties, quarantine parties on Instagram. Knife Wonder, Questlove. So I'm big into hip hop. I love music. So make sure you tune into that. People been throwing live stream concerts like Erica Badu. Can't think of the dude's name. The R&B.
Anthony Hamilton did one,
Yeah,
I think,
Anthony
as well.
Hamilton, John Legend. So like find something too that's gonna help you soothe. That's gonna make you be in a relaxed mode. It's okay to just chill too. Make sure you get outside and work out. Get you a jump rope. Do some calisthenics that we learned in PE classes. I know so many people don't have that much space, but find a space to really just release that energy. Because you can still get fit without going to the gym, and just making sure that you're just resting, you're eating right, and don't be in panic mode, and try to spend at least like $20 a week if you can, just to stock up on canned goods or just stuff that that's non-perishable items as well, just in case
You need
other
to.
stuff.
Could you explain to the audience what a non-perishable is?
So it's like things in the can. I say dry beans. I don't know if you guys have southern roots, but dry beans that you can soak real quick. Stuff that you can hurry up and make a quick meal out of, just in case you don't have the stove. Something that you can eat really quick that's in the can. I know it's a lot of sodium in the can, but sometimes you have to have that survival kit food to last. And if you get, I say dry beans, why like navy beans, black eyed peas, black beans, like they last a very long time. Grow your garden. I'm growing my garden. That's very important. So if you have to like pick some, like okra real quick and saute it or eat it raw, try to eat as much raw foods as you can. So those are the things that you should get. Also, brown rice, that's a non-perishable item. So things that if your refrigerator goes out or whatever the case is, you have those things, emergency kit that you can just grab, take the can opener, and eat it from there.
All right, that's I appreciate that. So that's about it. We're gonna close. We didn't want to make this no long talk. Like
Right.
I said, hopefully this week we'll do the Tuesday. Hopefully we're going to do the review on self-made. I know everybody has some interesting things. We're allowing everybody on Facebook that's in the group and as well as YouTube to watch it
Mm-hmm.
before we do the review. I ask that people do not mention how they feel about the movie yet, because we want everybody to be involved in the discussion
Right.
of the movie. Like I said, try to watch it on Netflix. It's not too long. It's 4 parts. Each part is about 56, 57 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
As well as like Wednesday, even or probably tomorrow, I'll try to do something on media, just to give people some background on my desire to want to start the YouTube channel and stuff, and having Facebook and being live and having a group where you're giving out information that a lot of people may take serious,
Mm-hmm.
and just letting people know. So I'll probably do that. If not tomorrow, I'll do it Wednesday. But you got any closing words, Drea?
Just everyone, just keep safe. Make sure you just hydrate. Keep your hygienes on point. If you gotta clean out, this is the best time to clean out your closets. Do some spring cleaning because spring, equinox is here, and just stay up and stay in high spirits and just find the positivity each day. Whether it's laughter, whether it's a coloring book, whether it's something. Don't let the media get you down.
All right, that's about it. We're gonna let it ride. Glad for those that join us. For anybody on Facebook, appreciate you guys. Anybody on YouTube, remember to like, share, tell your friends, tell people that'll be interested, minded, likeness to join the group on Facebook and follow the page on YouTube. Have a blessed night.
Yep. Peace.